she introduces you, so she'll be here, introduce you. She's gonna probably walk around, then you can come up to the stage. There's a program up here in case you want to look at it. There's sanitizing spray and then wipes if you need them. And then you can take off your mask if you're comfortable, but you don't have to. The AV people don't need you to if you want to leave it on. It's just, you know, you have to take it off and lay it flat. So that's it. And then when you're done, you can just walk that way. Okay? That's it. All right, sounds good. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I know some of you are still in line for the bar or the food, so please continue. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes if you need to use the restroom. We do have water and soda complimentary at the back of the room. And then if you have not already visited the buffet, the wonderful staff at the Oasis will serve you up here. You're welcome to grab a drink at the bar. And please keep your masks on unless you're eating at your table. We appreciate you so much. We'll get started in about 5 minutes. All right, we're going to get started tonight. Good evening. I'm Carrie Richardson, Executive Director of Leadership Springfield. It's so great to have you all here in the room, as well as those of you who are joining us virtually tonight. We want to welcome you to our annual One Big Class reunion. Of course, it looks a little different this year. We're a reunion and a graduation kind of split between virtual and those of you who are graduating, some of you in person, as well as welcoming our incoming class members. This is an event that we have every year to really celebrate the year that we've just had and look forward to the year ahead. We want to officially welcome a new crew of our graduates as they join over 2,000 Leadership Springfield alumni from the past 35 years. If you're in the room tonight, you're welcome to get up. You can grab food while we're speaking during the presentation. Feel free to visit the bar, whatever you need to do. We're just so glad that you're here, and thank you so much for keeping your masks on and staying distance and doing all you can to protect the health and safety of your classmates. We really appreciate it. I'd now like to welcome our board president, Mandy Anthus.
Good evening. I'm Mandy Anthus, President of the Board of Directors for Leadership Springfield. This has been a year of growth and contingency for us all. Let me be the first to congratulate all the graduates and welcome you to our alumni community. We have all been stressed and stretched as we navigate our current environment. Thank you for showing up anyway and putting in the hard work. There's a need and a demand for the kind of experience Leadership Springfield provides, and everyone in this room knows how invaluable that experience truly is. That demand is fueled in no small part by the word of mouth of our alumni and by the example you set every day in this community. Thank you for what you do for Leadership Springfield, and thank you for what you do for our community. Before we begin our program, we would like to recognize tonight's sponsors for making this event possible. The One Big Class reunion presenting sponsor is Arvest Bank. Commerce Bank and Drury University are tonight's graduation partner sponsors. And we also like to thank our gold sponsors, American National, Bancorp South, Great Southern Bank, KPM CPA Advisors, and People Centric Consulting Group, as well as the Signature Series Welcome Reception sponsor for the incoming Signature Class 39 and 40, Commerce Bank. At this time, I'd like to invite Access Class 2 graduate Steve Kelly from our presenting sponsor, Arvest Bank, to share a few words this evening.
Well, thank you, Mandy. First off, congratulations to all of you, Leadership Springfield graduates from Signature Class number 37 and 38 here in the crowd. Tonight is an exciting night to honor so many leaders in Springfield and the great commitment to our community that you all bring each and every day. My name is Steve Kelly. I'm with Arvest, and as Mandy mentioned, I'm proud to represent Leadership Springfield Access Class number 2, and Arvest Bank here is the presenting sponsor tonight. Tonight is all about you, graduates, the hundreds of alumni who have graduated before you. It's about the amazing team and the dedicated board of Leadership Springfield. Tonight is also a tribute to the great companies who have been so dedicated to this community to send key associates through the Leadership Springfield programs over the last 35 years. Arvest has partnered with Leadership Springfield in many ways in addition to our sponsorship here tonight, and I'd consider us a diehard supporter of the visions and beliefs of this organization. Arvest loves this community, and our associates put their energy into serving the community. For example, Arvest associates had over 3,200 volunteer service hours last year alone, and it's something we're very proud of, and it's a big part of our culture. Volunteering and service to our community are core principles that align well with Leadership Springfield. We've been fortunate to be a sponsor of the Access Class since inception. We've sent 6 of our associates through the Access Class and 5 through the Signature Class so far. Here in the audience, we have Rhonda Sorensen, who's a member of graduating Signature Class number 38, or as they like to call it, 30 Great. Candy Letterman couldn't be here tonight, but she is a graduate of Signature Class 26 and a board member. And then we have Mandy Anthus, who's graduate of Signature Class 30 and current board president. So we're extremely grateful to this wonderful organization, Leadership Springfield, for its commitment to excellence and leadership development in our Springfield community. Leadership Springfield, under the direction of Carrie Richardson, a great team of talented staff, and a dedicated board, is making a giant impact on our region. So thank you all for allowing us to be the presenting sponsor of tonight's event, and have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Steve. We really appreciate Arvest and your partnership in lots of things, but especially tonight's presenting sponsor. We have lots of generous sponsors throughout our program year who provide support and resources. And we would like to recognize our many sponsors who have supported our programs throughout the 2019 and 2020 program year. Thank you for making our programs possible. Our signature program sponsors this year include Bancorp South, BKD, Commerce Bank, Drury University, Elliott Robinson and Company, Foundation for Springfield Public Schools, KY3, Lowther Johnson, Mercy, Nabholz Construction, People-Centric Consulting Group, Positronic, Shaw, Faulkner and Warner Financial Group, SMC Packaging, SRC, and UMB Bank. We'd also like to thank our Academy program sponsors this year, who include Blue Current Credit Union, Drury University, Foundation for Springfield Public Schools, Global Advisory Associates, MedPay, Mid-Missouri Bank, Missouri State University, PenMac, SPS Department of Education and Innovation, and the Whitlock Company. Thank you. We'd like to thank our Access Class sponsors this year, our presenting sponsor, Arvest Bank, as well as 417 Magazine and Biz 417. And finally, we'd love to thank our alumni engagement sponsor this year, KPM CPAs and Advisors. Please join me in thanking these organizations for their continued support of the work we do as your community leadership program. We could not do it without you. Thank you.
Thank you, sponsors. More than 30 years ago, a group of Leadership Springfield alumni came together to form a program for our area youth, modeled off of the signature class. Tonight, we celebrate the 30th anniversary of our Academy program, which Leadership Springfield has provided for the community at no cost to the students, parents, or the district for 3 decades. We could not offer this program without the investment of time, support, and energy from our amazing alumni advisors who support the students each year, and all the parents and alumni who have paid it forward with donations to our scholarship fund at CFO. After this brief video recap of our Academy program year for this year, we'd like Jerry Lee and Paul Luxton to share their Academy experience and its impact on our community.
Leadership Academy is designed to inspire, develop, and connect local community leaders to serve the Springfield community. Class 30 began the year with a retreat at the Discovery Center, learning about our strengths and working in teams. During program days, we explored the business community to better understand the challenges faced by our economic region and learn how to succeed in business. We toured area colleges to learn educational opportunities available to students of all ages, trends in higher education, and how to better prepare for lifelong learning after high school. During another program day, we explored our city and county government, law enforcement, and how the history of our city impacts our life today. Students participated in an eye-opening poverty simulation to better understand our community, and we heard from some dynamic leaders with motivational messages to encourage the students in their journey ahead. From shivering in a freezer below ground, to pretending to be mayor during mock city council, to geeking out or grimacing over cadavers in the medical lab, to eating tasty samples at Chocolate University, to leaving our lanyard kids at daycare too long and running out of money, to cooking a meal for the guests of Ronald McDonald House. We laughed a lot and we learned a lot about this community and ourselves.
current quarantine situation, everyone has been struggling to keep their mind healthy and stay connected with others. With isolation and the lack of connection, the school community and extracurricular activities have disappeared. Maintaining a sense of community is critical for everyone, especially those battling illnesses. Working with professionals and leaders is important to improve the current situation. Leadership Springfield has helped me understand the importance of my strength and how to utilize them. My restorative strength assists me in solving problems and identifying issues. My individualization equality allows me to work with different people and find out what that person needs. As a learner, I have been able to learn from my own experiences and to grow and assist others. Leadership Springfield has provided such a learning opportunity for me to realize that I have these qualities and I can use that power. By planning my own program day, I can see the importance of phone calls rather than just emails. How you reach out to community leaders really changes how they perceive you. Proper email and phone etiquette are critical when contacting professionals. I could contact several mental health specialists and have one of them talk to students about how to stay healthy over this quarantine, properly dealing with anxiety, which is very much so prevalent right now. Connections are critical to growing and helping others. COVID-19 may have stopped us physically gathering, but our sense of community and our purpose needs to continue.
Programs like Leadership Springfield allow students who may not feel that they were important or that they can get involved see so much and start their journey to become all they can be. We allow our young people to have a voice, and that is rare and exceptional. In Leadership Springfield, I have learned a lot about our community. I have also learned the importance of connecting with others. That connection makes you feel like you belong. Being able to bridge the disconnect about just attending a school in Springfield and becoming a part of Springfield could change how our student population looks at our city. Knowing that as a young professional, I can have access to business owners, city leaders, elected officials, and other young professionals changes the level of opportunity that I see here. Springfield is an amazing city. We have a beautiful community with parks and trails, a vibrant downtown, a spectacular arts community, and cutting-edge learning opportunities. We have exceptional opportunities and a strong sense of community. If we can only show what we truly have to offer to those individuals that are learning and growing in our community, there is no end to what we can become.
Prior to my experience in Leadership Springfield, I was aware of the problem opioids pose to our community. However, I was not aware of how I could invoke change in my community. Leadership Springfield opened my eyes to how I can be a more active citizen. Each program day connected me with community leaders in various positions. Each speaker showed a common desire. They all wanted us to step up in Springfield to improve our city. Working as my program day's leader, I was connected with various local officials. I know that these are people I would now feel confident contacting about my concerns and ideas pertaining to opioids. Leadership Springfield has given me the confidence to become a more active member of my community. It has made me believe that my opinion matters and that I can use my voice for the betterment of my community. Additionally, it has connected me with like-minded students who I know would be eager to help me make a lasting impact on our community.
Program days and planning meetings taught me that being a leader in my community is something to be proud of, not scared of. I also learned how to formally call businesses, which doesn't seem incredibly problematic, but I can assure you that it was an incredibly valuable lesson. One time I entirely forgot what I was going to say, so I had to hang up and call back once my embarrassment died down a little bit. It took a while, I'll let you know that. But Leadership Springfield has encouraged me to grow into the person that I want to be, someone who is willing to work to establish a change in people's lives for the better. Providing free or reduced cost CPR classes to students in my school is not just learning the skill to save the person who is dying. It is a skill that provides healthy people an opportunity to feel prepared. If they are placed in a situation like my friend was, where he witnessed a man die due to not knowing basic CPR, they will not have to endure the same nightmares that he did. One way to save our community from the pain is to instruct them on how to save others, because none of us know when we could potentially be in a situation where CPR becomes necessary. But educating a large number of students has the potential not only to benefit Central itself, but the whole community.
Thank you for planning program days and spending time, and I know a lot of you spent multiple hours trying to get everything right, and you guys did a great job. Everyone did. And for people in my group, thank you for putting up with me sometimes. Everything, I learned a lot, and I learned a lot from you guys, and this experience has really changed me, and I'm thankful for meeting people who really care about the world as well and want to make a difference. So thank you for caring.
I think my favorite part was just meeting so many other motivated students, because I felt really connected to all of them because we all kind of shared this common desire to improve Springfield. And I don't think I would have met a lot of them or built the friendships I have without Leadership Springfield.
I really want to thank my program day advisors because they were absolutely amazing and I miss them. And we really wouldn't have been able to plan the day that we did without them because they opened so many doors and they just helped us through those problems that I talked about earlier. They were part of the critical thinking that helped us improve our day. And I think they did an amazing job and I'd like to thank them.
Being in the program has given me an appreciation for all that Springfield has to offer. I have been able to see so many new things and places. I've experienced so many new things and made connections with so many people that I would have never met if it wasn't for this program. I have got to see that Springfield isn't just a place to move on from once I grow up, but could very well be my place to stay and grow professionally and personally when I'm old.
Awesome video, Carrie. That was awesome. Congratulations, graduates. Coming from, Carrie was fortunate enough to set us, all this old people over here on the corner here. So we got our own little table to sit there. She said, my name's Jerry Lee. I am a graduate of class 2. So gives you an idea of, I was only 20, so, but I was old. But Leadership Springfield was probably the kickstart for me for community involvement, no question about it. That got me started, and I wouldn't be doing some of the things I do today that, as a life changer, Leadership Springfield. Started teaching at Drury, got chair of the Chamber Education Committee. Things just came out of Leadership Springfield very quickly. And I found those skills and experiences that you all experienced and I experienced during our time to be incredibly rewarding, and thinking everybody should do this. Why isn't everybody going through programs like this? So it begged the question that we had was, how do we start this earlier? How do we create something earlier in somebody's career, so to speak, to make it useful? So with that in mind, in 1989, and if you all remember, and I'm looking out at you guys, half of you weren't even born probably, Central High School was going through a very tumultuous time in this time. We were talking about, do we close it? Do we keep it? We keep it open. And so at the time I was working at City Utilities. So we created the partnership with City Utilities and Central and working with freshmen to develop leadership skills with them. And so the two of those kind of converged to the point that we got several Leadership Springfield graduates together along with the Chamber to help us with that and created the Academy, the Leadership Springfield Academy. And I've been involved for the last 30 years with that program. The goals haven't changed much since the first day we created the Academy that we have now. Exposure to the community structure, basically understanding our community and their issues. Interaction between leaders, networking. These kids got exposed to people they would never necessarily meet on a day-to-day basis without this. Develop some of those skills, leadership skills, community service, being involved and engaged in your community, and then diversity. Bringing those young people into helping shape what Springfield is going to be in the future. Then I had a selfish goal, and I think everybody else did, was I would love to see these kids come back from college back to Springfield as opposed to going off somewhere else. And so we kind of focused on how do we do that. So we had the first graduating class in 1990, we started with seniors. And we learned very quickly that that didn't work as well, because by the time they graduated, they're done. By the time they got out of leadership at Springfield Academy, they were graduating from high school. So we transitioned that into juniors, which is what it's been. I'm not sure, Carrie, for how many years, but it's been several years we've been using juniors as opposed to seniors. Because we didn't want it to be just a resume builder. We wanted them to take that back to their schools, use it in their class, use it at their schools, and then take it on to college and take that information and experiences that they learn. You know, we first started with Springfield Public Schools, basically. Greenwood and Catholic were involved. And now we've expanded to every high school in Springfield, and just tremendous support. We got counselors that were very excited about programs like this from all the high schools. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is one of the first times I think that high schools got together and kids from different schools actually worked collaboratively together from different schools. That wasn't done much back in the 90s or in the 80s. So we were getting kids from all these different schools working together collaboratively to do planning and the program days. And I thought that was a huge benefit for that to happen. So we had 30 participants that first year. We held our first retreat in September of '89 at Cooper Estates, the clubhouse there. I was the primary facilitator. We had a couple other people help. So we didn't have a budget, so you got what you paid for. And but it worked well. Covered much of the same, hasn't changed a whole lot over the 30 years. Program days are very similar, covered much of the same information that we do today. At that time, we did the planning for the kids and got input from them, as opposed to a few years later, we reversed that, as you all know. And that was probably the best thing we ever did, because it really got them involved to meet people that they would never have. It's one thing for us to connect people, but if they can do it themselves, it's a tremendous experience. And you know, working with high schoolers can be kind of fun and entertaining at times. And I'm just going to relate one incident to occur. Two things happen. Very first program day we had was government and legal. I think that's what it was. So we had a tour of the jail, Greene County Jail. So we brought these 30 kids to the jail. Going great. Everything's going good until the Domino's pizza man showed up. And one of the participants had ordered pizza to be delivered to the jail. You all back there with the uniforms on, they didn't take that too kindly. They didn't think that was near as funny as some of the participants did. But, I mean, looking back, it was kind of humorous, but at the time, it was not, didn't go over very well with the people at the jail. But that was fun. And I don't know if, like I said, you guys don't remember, you weren't even born. The law enforcement people, you remember the name Shirley Phillips? Does that ring a bell to anybody? Remember that? She was a lady that dismembered her mom and dumped her on the side of the road. Isn't that pleasant? She was in there waiting trial. So these kids are going, seeing her sitting over in the general population of the jail, and then they realize who she is. That was the talk for the next 2 days on the retreat, or the program days, was Shirley Phillips. We got to see her and what she had done. And after 30 years, I forgot most of all the other stuff that was done. But one of the things we've always wanted to do is how successful do we think the program is? And a couple things that I think really talk about that. One is we've had Academy graduates go through the signature class, which I think is a great testimony to have. I don't know if anyone are here. I thought I saw Chris Holman here somewhere. I know he's done both. Anybody else here done both? I think that's awesome. So I think that's a good testimony to the program. I know we get, I don't know, Carrie, we get 75 or 80 applicants every year. That's not a bad deal to get that many that want to go through the program. So that's a good sign. And I know my 3 kids went through the program, and they still talk about the experiences they had. So, and we've spun off a lot of programs since the Academy with Leadership for Teachers. Now that's some other programs through the school system. So we've had some great leadership graduates help with the program. Some of you have been program advisors and volunteered as advisors. That's great. And at this point, I want to bring up Paul Logston, who has been a long-term advisor, program advisor, to share some of his experiences that he's had with the Leadership Academy and working with these great kids. So thank you. Here's Paul Logston from Evangel University.
Good evening. If I had a pen, I could scratch off the question, how many went through the program, the Academy program, since we've already done that. But the last time I spoke to a group of Leadership Springfield graduates was 1994. It was my graduation. One of my classmates was a reporter, so we decided we would produce a video with memories of the various things that we did in Leadership Springfield. Unfortunately, it was pre-iPhone times and we had no video, so each of the memories, each of the stories that we told were illustrated by video clips out of movies. Things like James Bond, Blazing Saddles, use your imagination on which ones we used where. But it was a great event and a great video. Unfortunately, we had a technological breakdown that night, and as I stood in front of everybody, the video didn't work. Well, fortunately, technology has come a long way, and tonight I'm not in charge of the streaming, so hopefully it works and we can continue on. I first learned about the Leadership Springfield program when my wife, Kay Logston, was accepted into Class 6 back in 1990. She was the on the city manager's team as the first public information director for the city of Springfield. And I got to watch what she went through, got to watch the programs, and learn a bit about the interaction with the city, the leadership, and I thought, there's something here that I can do, and I should be a representative for Evangel. I was very pleased when then-President Robert H. Spence agreed, and a couple of years later I applied and was accepted into class number 9 in the fall of 1993. Throughout that next year, we learned the ins and outs of the city, the county, our healthcare industry here in Springfield, and to this day, several of us share memories. We have great memories with those who connected with an interest, a common bond in serving our community. And then there were memories like the retreat down at Kimberling City that featured a rather bizarre boat ride with a speed-crazed city councilwoman that shall remain unnamed. The James Bond scene when the boat jumps the island, that was the clip for that story. Okay. Despite all this, despite these weird adventures, Leadership Springfield program played a fundamental part for me in what has been a 33-year career at Evangel University. So fast forward a couple of years, Kay and I enrolled at Drury, and as we were working on our master's program with people like Chris Tuckness, during those 4 years, we became friends with other people, other leadership alumni, other community leaders, with whom we also shared a common passion for the future of Springfield. And it was during that time that I found out that each year, the Leadership Academy students were going to MSU, Drury, OTC, but not Evangel. And I wondered why. So I asked, how can we fix this? How can we get them to include Evangel in this program? And I was told, simple, volunteer. So I did. I was promptly invited to be one of the sponsors for the Leadership Academy Day, and been doing it ever since. According to my archives, actually my first year as an advisor was the fall of 2003. Our presentation day was very memorable. It was a very cold day. It was a very cold January day, January 7th to be exact, 2004, a Wednesday. I'll never forget it. One of the things that we did was we went to the parking garage, brand new parking garage downtown, and it overlooked Jordan Valley Park and the baseball park. Baseball park was still under construction. Following a brief overview in the cold, in the blowing, blistering wind, half the students took the steps, The other half took the elevator. Unfortunately, something broke, and those students were trapped in the elevator for nearly an hour. In the freezing cold, soon after lunch, and most had not taken advantage of the facilities break before the adventure began. My son was one of them. Memories. Aren't they great? Thank you for laughing, by the way. Members of the Education Day advisory team have shifted over the years, but since 2008, it has been a joy to work with Chip Parker from Drury, Ramona George from OTC, Dr. Tammy Yankee from MSU. We are a team that work well together, and we're a team that really enjoys working together. More recently, in the last several years, Regina Cooper from the Springfield Greene County Library System joined the team. She's been a valued member. That cluster of people have worked together now since 2008. Looking back, we talk about the fact that we treasure the opportunities to work with some of the best and brightest in Springfield, in both the public and private schools of Springfield. Every year, we have the privilege of guiding a new group of high school kids, juniors, as they develop dozens of creative ideas. Some are totally off the wall, some are incredibly bright, but then we take these things, we pull them together, they plan and execute a dynamic program day, and it really is exciting to watch as they help their classmates learn about all the opportunities that are available in Springfield for lifelong learning. As I look around, I see a lot of people who have done some pretty great things. We are all better for participating in the Leadership Springfield program. If you take one thing away from tonight, take this. It is through your continued participation that you too will make a difference in the leadership program. So we look forward to working with you. I know Carrie looks forward to getting your call or your email saying, I want to help with the Leadership Academy. Thank you.
Thank you both for your time tonight and for your long-standing commitment to this program and to the community. Our Academy graduates have been listed in your program, and we congratulate them tonight. You know, I've had the opportunity over the last several months to attend several access classes at the end of the program. And at the end, what they're asked to do is think about what are they going to do next? What kind of impact do they want to do moving forward, moving into the community? And I've sat in the back and watched these groups go up there, and they take Post-it notes and they write them down, what they're going to do, and they share with each other what kinds of actions they're going to take. And I have to tell you, I am blown away every single time. The first access class I attended and saw, they came up with some great things, and a couple of them actually got me kind of choked up. The next access class I showed up to, I sat in the back and I told Carrie, we were sitting together, I told her, I said, I'm not going to get choked up this time. I'm prepared. I know they're going to come up with really great stuff. And then somebody comes in blindsided me, and I look over at Carrie and she's choked up and I'm kind of choked up. People are going through this program and they are coming out with these great ways for what they can do next for the community, what they can do within their job, what they can do professionally. This program has been amazing. It has exceeded our expectations. So in addition to the 9-month intensive programs that we are graduating here tonight, we'd like to take time to recognize those who have graduated from the 2-day access class program in the last year. This program is a fast-paced immersion into Springfield and a high-level overview of the community's major areas, industries, and leaders. So tonight we recognize our access class graduates on completing the program and congratulate them tonight.
Let's give our access class a round of applause. Now on to our signature class. Before we introduce the graduates, I would like to invite Caitlin Kissy to say a few words about the experience they've had this year. Caitlin has served Leadership Springfield as the lead facilitator for the class retreats for the past 2 years. Her leadership in this role has been invaluable to the organization. Please help me welcome Caitlin Kissy.
Have you ever read a book or watched a movie and you thought you know where it was going, and then right before the end, something crazy happens, and you just sit there afterwards thinking, wow, I never saw that coming? I'm going to be really honest. That's pretty much how I feel about your Leadership Springfield experience. Am I the only one? I mean, when I stopped by your program days in December, the biggest roadblock on my radar was who would keep my newborn when I stopped into your March program days. I had no idea that instead there would be no program days in March or April, and that the impact retreats would look 180 degrees different than we had planned, but wonderful nonetheless. The thing about leadership, though, is it's never quite looks like the plan. True leadership, especially at the community level, requires us to be responsive to the environment we're in, the other players in it, and the situations that arise when we least expect them. Anyone can follow directions, but to rewrite the directions, heck, to completely change the game halfway through the challenge is a true test of one's leadership abilities. For more than 35 years now, Leadership Springfield has taken a seemingly random group of professionals from the community and brought them together, united around one common mission. The mission aims to inspire, develop, and connect leaders to serve the Springfield community. I'd like to take just a couple minutes to break this mission apart as we look back and reflect on the interesting year that we've shared. I'd ask for a show of hands from our graduates of who has been inspired at some point throughout the past year, but I feel comfortable assuming that every one of you would affirm that. What's unique is that if I shifted the question to what inspired you throughout this past year, we would uncover at least 60 different answers. For some, getting a sneak peek at what's being worked on in the Missouri State Innovation Lab might have inspired you to dream about what could be in the future. Others might contribute that they were inspired by the Mental Health Wellness Panel and hearing from community leaders who are tackling hard but necessary work in our community, now more important than ever. Still, someone else might argue that their most inspirational moment was being introduced to the Millie Project at Timmons Hall. My point is, the teams responsible for planning each of this year's program days, in person or virtual, had arranged seemingly isolated experiences, but yet contributed to an overall experience that has now altered the path of each of your lives. Arguably, what is most inspirational is what is yet to come. The mission statement of Leadership Springfield states that it will inspire leaders. This is an active verb. Today is really the beginning of your challenge, not the end. It is what each of you will do with those moments of inspiration that really counts. The second part of our promise is to develop leaders. As a self-proclaimed professional development nerd, I feel qualified to say that each of you has grown in one way or another as a direct result of your Leadership Springfield experience this year. Flashback 25 months ago or something to that room in Branson, you quickly realized that those 5 words on your name tag were so much more than just words. And we spent the next 2 days together naming, claiming, and aiming your unique strengths. We discussed red flags and blue ribbons, the community leadership framework, effective introductions, and how to plan a successful program day. With each of those program days, your leadership tool belts grew. Growth and development frequently happen when we are the least comfortable. Your classes, perhaps more than any other in Leadership Springfield's history, have been forced to innovate and pivot through unprecedented discomfort, sometimes with multiple children and dogs on your lap at the same time. That being said, I would challenge each of you to think back to the most uncomfortable or your least favorite moment from these last 12 months and ask yourself how you grew and what you can take away from that particular moment. Connection to other leaders is perhaps the most tangible benefit of Leadership Springfield. Look around. I know that for me, at least half of the people in this room would never have crossed my path if it weren't for Leadership Springfield. We are all individually active community members. However, it is all too easy to get stuck in our own circles, our own industries, and on our own side of town. Beyond your class, you have been reminded time and time again that you are joining a network of now more than 2,000 Leadership Springfield alumni who will go one step further to help a fellow alumnus. Maybe you observed this when planning your program day this year. I mean, not everyone gets to treat simulation mannequins without a medical degree or see a flight simulator without a pilot's license. As almost a child of the 90s, allow me to draw for just a second from MTV's The Real World. For those of you not familiar with the show, the intro tells us that it is the story of 7 strangers picked to live together and have their lives taped to find out what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real. Sounds a bit like leadership, huh? Transpose that just a bit, and I'd venture to say that Leadership Springfield is the story of 30-some strangers picked to learn and grow together and have their lives changed and find out what happens when people stop sitting by and start making things happen. The mission of Leadership Springfield is to inspire, develop, and connect leaders to serve the Springfield community. There are 4 parts to that mission. The 4th and final part is the most active verb of all, to serve. Now is the time to serve. Your family needs you, your workplace needs you, your community needs you, and honestly, this world needs you. We are living and leading through a time that is desperately calling for equipped leaders. You are equipped. You have been inspired, developed, and connected. Now it's up to you to go serve. Earlier this week, my husband and I skipped town for a short kid-free boat ride on Table Rock, which 10 out of 10 would recommend. Just as we are about to back out of our slip, a small speedboat drove past near the far shore. We could see them before we felt them, but we knew right away that we'd have to wait out the strong waves about to jostle the dock with brute force. As we were waiting for still waters, it struck me how large the impact of just one small boat could be. That analogy quickly took my mind to the idea that one person can make big waves in our community, for good or for bad. You are that speedboat. You will make waves. There's no turning back now. Remember that as you see things in the community and think that thought that we've all had, someone should do something about that. You are that someone. As graduates of Leadership Springfield, you now have a privilege and a responsibility to find that thing that keeps you up at night, that thing that pisses you off, and go make some waves.
We're so thankful that Caitlin could conclude your experience in the year with us tonight. Caitlin, thank you so much for that. I'd like the signature class graduates who are going to actually graduate and walk across the stage here in just a second to distance, stand up, and go to the corner of the room over here. My team will help you get in alphabetical order by first name, starting at the corner here. And then we're kind of going to wrap around the room, starting with class 37 and then 38. And just to give you some instruction, graduates, when you walk across the stage, you're going to go to the X by the cocktail table, and you will get your plaque. Mandy's going to share with us the graduation processional.
It has truly been my honor to work with tonight's graduates over the past year as chair of the Signature Class program. My co-chair, Diana Tyndall, and I want to thank all Signature Class advisors for being such a vital part of this program. At this time, we'd like to recognize the following graduates of this class, once they're in alphabetical order.
If you guys are watching virtually, what's happened is basically the whole room has gone to the side. All right, well, it's truly been my honor to work with tonight's graduates over the year. Congratulations to class 37. First off, we have Allison Tuckness. Feel free to give a round of applause as they're walking across the stage. Amy Amison. Amy Bacon. Ben Jones. Betsy Fogel. Brian Barrymore. Chase Maribel. Christopher Homan. Cindy Beecher. Courtney Hayes. Crystal Sharp. Keep your applause going, y'all. Come on, this is a big deal. David Fields. David Olive. Donna Roberts. Emily Shook. Jackie Douglas. Jan Kraft. Jasmine Watson. Joe Gaunt. Julie Blue. Justin Hickey. Ken Brown. Keeping it going. Keep the claps going. Laura Farmer. Mary Moore. Matthew Suarez. Meredith Basso. Nick LaFaro. Nicole Holt. Ryan Russell. Sarah Smith. Sarah Watson. Stephen Evans. And lastly, of class 37, Terry Cantwell. We've got a little bit of a backup. So I'll entertain you by song. Just kidding. We're having technical difficulties, so bear with us. Yeah. All right, as they're wrapping up, let's give one big more round of applause to class 37.
Thank you, Diana. I had the honor of working with Signature Class 38 over the year and could be more excited as become the newest alumni. Congratulations to the following Signature Class 38 graduates. Allison Robertson. Amy Unzer. Annie Ebrick. Ashley Silva. Brett Range. Chris Craig. Chuck Dow. Doug Kramer. Destin Farrell. Greg Schultens. Gretchen Russell. Holly Gray. Jasmine Bailey. John McNabb. Johnny McNeil. Karen Braun, sorry. Kinsey Jirosinski. Krista Schertz. Lindsay Taggart. Mackenzie Hernandez. Melissa Briggs. Nate Dunville. Natasha Lancaster. Randy Berger. Rebecca Anderson. Regina Waters. Rhonda Sorensen. Ryan Hatch. Sandra Haynes. Sarah Justice. Scott Blevins. Scott Haney. Tina Pham. Tanya Price. And Tyler Drennan. Help me congratulate all our signature class graduates tonight. Thank you all graduates and congratulations. All of this couldn't be done without our great board of Leadership Springfield, and I'd like to recognize the outgoing board members. We'd like to thank all Leadership Springfield Board of Directors for their volunteer service to the organization. If you are a member of the board, we want to thank you for your service. Please have a round of applause for our board members. In this June, we had several board members who completed their board terms that we'd like to recognize at this time. Andrea Brady. Ben Hackenworth. Caitlin Kissy. Hallie Sale, I'm sorry. Katie Davis, Michael Miller, and Mike Brothers. I think Mike Brothers had the longest term ever for a board member. Help me thank you congratulating them.
All right, congratulations, graduates, you're done. Or, as Caitlin reminded us, you're just beginning, right? So exciting to have you walk the stage. Congratulations to all of our graduates who are watching virtually and participating virtually today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and congratulations. Now it's time to recognize someone who truly personifies the Leadership Springfield mission as they live, work, and play in our community. Each year, our organization honors an alumnus with the O. Franklin Kenworthy Award for Outstanding Leadership. Last year, our 2019 Kenworthy Award recipient was Dr. Tom Prater. We welcome Tom to the stage now to introduce our 2020 Kenworthy recipient. Tom.
Well, thank you, Carrie. This is fun to be here, to congratulate the graduates from both classes 37 and 38 and to recognize the new class members that you'll meet soon. And I was honored and quite surprised last year to receive this award. And as I stood up as I came up to the podium, I looked around, I realized how many people in the room I knew because of Leadership Springfield or because of one of the other activities I'd become involved in after Leadership Springfield. And we've got seniority at our table over here. We've got class 2, I'm class 5, Kay, I think you're 6, right? Paul, you're 9. So I'll challenge anybody to beat us in terms of seniority. Good. Where? Oh, there he is. Good. Good job. Well, tonight I do want to highlight a much more deserving and special leader than we did last year. As Carrie said, the O. Franklin Kenworthy Award for Outstanding Leadership was established in memory of Franklin Kenworthy, who was a member of Class 3 and graduated posthumously that year. Every year since 1989, the Kenworthy Award for Outstanding Leadership has been presented to a Leadership Springfield alumni at the graduation ceremony. The award's based on the following criteria: commitment to Leadership Springfield, involvement in community service activities, good citizenship, outstanding leadership qualities, and high moral and ethical standards. They forgot that one last year, but that's okay. And Springfield is very fortunate to have a deep history of community leaders who have come from this program and impacted things in the future. This person is a leader among leaders. Their career has touched many of us, even though we might not realize it. This person has been described as Mr. Springfield and has been a passionate and tireless champion for the city and the region for 30 years, so that's your first clue. Our award recipient has been an integral part of the growth of the city, as well as an advocate and ambassador for all things Springfield. He helped promote and push Springfield through what some people have called the golden years of the 1990s. And then since then, he's continued to help promote and position Springfield to maintain a strong reputation and a bright future. Personally, he's volunteered countless hours to civic causes, helping with the development of Jordan Valley Park, the Arts District, Sister Cities, Chamber of Commerce, and other local institutions. Professionally, he's helped build the local communication, public relations, and advertising fields. He's served on emergency management teams and networks as a communication expert. He's volunteered for those assignments, and he's helped other organizations here and around the world respond to crises and plan for the future. Beyond that, he's helped develop the next generation, serving in leadership roles in a variety of positions, including the Leadership Springfield Academy program, celebrating 30 years of growth. That's your second clue. In short, our honoree does more than just show up. He works and leads by example. He's been involved in issues small, from neighborhood level, to large on an international scope. His involvement, and you've heard of some of these already, includes Leadership Academy, Springfield Sister Cities Association, Public Relations of the Ozarks, Community Public Relations Group, North Springfield Betterment Association, Springfield North Rotary, United Way of the Ozarks, Creation Festival, Partnership for Sustainability. His professional and personal accomplishments, along with high ethical standards, have also put him at the top of Springfield's notables. 2014 Business Journal Men of the Year. Ozarks Influential in the News Leader in 2003. 95 to Watch in 95 by Springfield Magazine. His career body of work speaks to the character, integrity, and leadership values that Leadership Springfield stands for. and his long, dedicated, and tireless service speaks volume to what we strive to develop in our community leaders. He understands a rising tide floats all boats, and he spent his life to make Springfield better for everyone. He's truly left his fingerprints all over our community. So it's with the greatest pleasure that I'd like to announce the 2020 Kenworthy Award for Outstanding Leadership to Signature Class 9 alumni Paul Logston. Dying to tell you.
We're halfway through that, and I'm going, Jerry, that's pretty cool. But when he said the Creation Festival, I think I'm the only one in Springfield that even knows what that is. Honestly, I'm dumbfounded, I'm humbled, I'm honored. I am certainly not worthy. I'm speechless. You owned me. My lovely wife. I wouldn't be where I am without her. We're about to celebrate 43 years together, and if I don't have a heart attack, we'll make it another. I honestly have no idea what to say. I am blown away, dumbfounded, confused, and I guess I better just shut up and walk away. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I want a hug from somebody.
Congratulations, Paul. I love surprising people like this.
That's always the most fun. And yes, Paul, Kay and I have been scheming for a little while. So thank you for making sure that he could get here and not know about this surprise tonight. Thank you so much. Okay, so as we come to the end of our graduation program, I want to welcome next year's incoming signature class participants. So those of you who are starting your program in just under 4 weeks, you've gotten to witness tonight an awesome graduation of really what normally is a 9-month experience that really you guys got 12 months with Leadership Springfield. So I feel like you won, okay? 12 months, you won. And it is such an incredible time for you guys to be joining this organization. I want to thank Commerce Bank for being our signature class welcome sponsor. Crystal Sharp from Commerce Bank is going to share an incoming class welcome for you tonight. Thank you, Carrie. Good evening, everyone, and welcome classes 39 and 40. As Carrie stated, I work at Commerce Bank, and I am a proud member of Class 37. We like to call ourselves LAT 37. Commerce graciously has supported me during my journey with Leadership Springfield and is a proud sponsor of this evening and welcoming the new classes on their endeavor to learn about more of this great city. Leadership Springfield is truly a great organization, and we are so grateful to have the type of framework to bring together future leaders in our community and spark conversations. So welcome to this exciting experience you're getting ready to embark on. Thank you for your commitment in helping to make Springfield a great place to live, work, and play. Throughout your time in this program, you will get a more intimate look into what makes our community tick and how each of you can become part of moving our community forward.
On a personal note, as someone that was born and raised in Springfield, I learned so much during the program days. It came to light that there was so much that I had no idea what was going on. The experiences were definitely eye-opening for me, and I have now gained knowledge that will help me to become more involved in the issues that spoke specifically to me. So we just want to say congratulations, enjoy your program days, and engage. You will walk away with insight and a great network of friends as I have. So thank you on behalf of Commerce Bank. Thank you.
So if you have been selected to be a part of Signature Class 39 or Signature Class 40, we're excited to welcome you, and we'd like you to stand if you're here. Everyone who graduated tonight was sitting in your spot a year ago and kind of checking out, okay, so what am I going to be a part of? What is this thing? I don't really know what's going to happen. People seem kind of excited about this. I'm sure I'll learn something. And I would encourage you tonight to find someone that you don't know and talk to them, introduce yourself before you leave, explain what class you're in. If you are a graduate, find someone that was standing and welcome them to this organization, please, before you leave. You're joining this organization at such an incredible time in history. We know that community leadership is more important than ever, and we look forward to a year of exploring Springfield leadership development and connecting with you. So it's time for the end of our program tonight. We've had some incredible local businesses donate to a virtual raffle. And so if you are following along online or you are here in person, text this number on the screen, OBCR August, and you will get a link to our virtual raffle. It's easy, it's fun, there's some amazing prizes. So if you have not checked out the raffle, please do. You have until tomorrow at 8 a.m. to enter the raffle, and we'd love for you to do that. So let's talk alumni. Our alumni are the hands, feet, and faces of our organization in the community. We invite you to show your Lead SGF pride with logo wear on sale through tonight. You can purchase logo wear on our online store, courtesy of the Greek Corner. Shout out to Class 25, my class, thank you. We are offering super soft t-shirts, baseball tees, polos, and masks available in adult and kids sizes. You can place your orders now before the store closes at 8 a.m. So tomorrow, 8 a.m., raffle and logo wear. Get yours in, please. We would tremendously appreciate that. It goes to support, all proceeds go to support our scholarship fund for our programs. And finally, Signature Class graduates. As I think about the past year and all we have survived together, I want to thank you for your flexibility, your patience, your support, your encouragement. I am so encouraged by how strongly you each uniquely live out the mission of what we do in your work and in your families, and in the lives of all of the organizations that you impact, whether you serve, you get involved, or you work at those organizations. So thankful for you and how you're serving in the community. To our newest alumni and those of you who had your class experience in the last 3 decades, so I'm talking to all of you online and in the room, we continue to add more ways for alumni members to build professional leadership development skills, make personal connections with community leaders, dive into areas of community need, and access fellow classmates. We want to help you build on the bonds formed during your class experience. We're facing a lot in our community, but we know that whatever we face, we're confident that our alumni will be the dynamic, bold, and strong leaders who carry us forward, who build that momentum to make positive change. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you. Before we conclude the program tonight, I want to give a big thank you to the staff. This is truly the dream team and what makes Leadership Springfield so great. And I'm so thankful as a board president to have Carrie telling us where to go, what to say, where to look, and our table back here in the back, all of our staff. I'm so glad that Ashley's here tonight, Leslie, Allie, you guys keep us running, and I really thank you. Many thanks to all of our event sponsors, especially Arvest Bank as our presenting sponsor. Thank you for the support of Leadership Springfield. For those of you joining us virtually tonight, thank you. We appreciate your investment of your time and resources to ensure that we continue to provide community leadership programs for decades to come. Thank you and good night.